I hit the wrong button. Fat fingered the keypad. I was like trying to jump ahead on the order in which I hit things and hit the wrong one. Hey, Key. Okay. All right, so let's see. How is everybody's day going? Playing with Webflow right now. I'm going to assume that's part of Google's UI stuff. I'm not because of that UI or UX thing you're studying. I'm not actually familiar with Google's UI UX stuff outside of utilizing it for some websites, but even then that wasn't utilizing their stuff. Making a portfolio website. Okay. By Webflow, are you just referring to like the flow of the application, like effectively doing like a storyboard kind of thing? And maybe just I don't have the right terminology. Or is Webflow like a Google language? Oh. Really? I have not heard of this. Okay. I'm curious. I'm assuming it's this. Okay, so it's just a WYSIWYG. Okay. Well, at least you're not doing what I've been doing, because like I've been on the slow progress to building my own CMS for that kind of thing that has a drag and drop builder. I've been building it in Laravel. So I'm building an application that I can basically build pages, do web pages in. Geez, Amber, you really have been stockpiling those points. where am I with the movement? So right now, I am working on essentially a system that updates the state of the player kind of across the board. So like basically this is a tick graph. It's tied to what's called an event tick, and what that basically means in Unreal, event ticks are something that happens roughly every second, basically. So every second there's a tick. Anything you tie to an event tick is going to happen every second, more or less. So what basically is going to happen is that every second, it also has this thing called a parent tick, and that's basically so that if you have multiple objects, multiple things tying to ticks, they all eventually work their way back to a central tick in the engine, in the game instance. So it's tied to that first, but then it eventually goes through a sequence where it executes each of these sequentially. It gets essential values which have to do with like your what you want to call it, acceleration, if the character's moving, if they have like movement input rather than like, because you could be falling and falling would count as moving, but you as the player may not be providing input to that movement. And then like your actual speed that you're moving at, if you're providing movement input, say from a controller, well then if I'm taking input from a keyboard, a key is essentially a binary value. If I press W to go forward, pressing down on W is 1, releasing it is 0, basically, in terms of a binary value. But if I were to take a controller, well, a controller has joysticks. Like these buttons are gonna, of course, be binaries. These triggers are not gonna be binaries. They're gonna be they're treated as an axis, actually, in the system. And your joysticks are going to have a value based on what direction they're facing. And so what that basically is when I'm trying to store a movement input amount, that would be how much are you moving that joystick? Because the difference between moving it a little and a lot might determine how fast the player is moving. That's how some systems determine between walk and run. So all that kind of stuff is gathered from the player character in that first part of the sequence. And then it caches some values like previous velocities, so that if it's changing between two movements, what was the last rate at which it was moving, what was its last aiming direction. It caches some information. And then this actually isn't doing anything right now, but that's going to be for drawing debugging shapes, which will basically just be basic shapes attached to the character that allow me to determine if it's executing something properly in regards to like checking for something it can interact with, or checking for, say, the ground underneath its feet, if I'm doing something with how the feet contact with inverse kinematics. And then from there it moves on to this movement state. And with the movement state, eventually it's going to have to go through some stuff that I'm currently working on, which is the update character movement sequence that has several things it does, such as getting the gait that the player is moving at. That's like walking, running, sprinting, etc. It determines the actual gait from the current, which has to do with like if the player's gait changes, basically. And then it's going to execute down here to another method, another function for dynamic movement, which is what I was just creating. And that has to do with like walk speed and adjusting walk speed and sort of the acceleration and deceleration of those movements. Are you looking to have full controller compatibility at launch or focus on keyboard mouse program? There should be full controller compatibility. Now, the caveat may be things like the PlayStation 5 controller. It is not natively supported by Unreal 4 or even Unreal 5 for that matter because of PlayStation's licensing stuff. So it itself may only be supported through Steam Input, but the Steam Input API should help me with that. But it should have full keyboard and mouse because I'm hoping to also support the Steam Deck. I'm hoping to have it run natively on the Steam Deck in the long run. We are about to have an ad break. So I'm glad I got through all that. I can get more into it after the ad break, but actually Unreal makes it like pretty incredibly easy to provide a controller support. In fact, I would argue that any game built in any version of Unreal past Unreal 4, because I don't really remember what the specifics of 3 were, but any game that's been built in Unreal 4 or newer, if they're not including controller support, they're being lazy about it. And I'll take that hard stance on that because it's native, it's built in. That breaks over. Right. So what I was getting at was that basically, if I go into my project settings, ever since, I'm pretty sure it's been in it since the earliest versions of Unreal Engine 4, but basically Unreal 4 and newer provide really easy tools for providing controller support. So I'm not using this is basically the original input system for the engine. It's actually been deprecated in the Unreal 5, and I'm not planning to use this one. I'm planning to use the new enhanced input that was introduced towards the end of 4's lifespan. But basically, I don't think I can do much of that in here. Let's see. Yeah. So, but you can see even in here in enhanced, it has things like actuation, threshold. This is stuff for like triggers and pulse and controller related stuff like dead zone. All this stuff's just in here in the engine. Then I have, so like these are actually actions. And what this new system does is, so I pick one of these actions, like my forward movement, right? And I can set different modifiers on it, and different information for it. And then once I've defined that action is what I call in, where is it? It's gonna be on my player input graph. Those actions are what I call here, like my these red fields here. So my input action, jump action, camera right action, forward movement action. These are all called here. And those get put into this input mapping context, which basically lets you set all the different keys and stuff that could be mapped to an action. It used to be a little more complicated, but you could effectively still do the same thing. And so natively within Unreal, you'll see things here like the gamepad left thumbstick 2D axis. This stuff is natively supported. If I add a mapping, so for right movement, say I want to add, and you actually see there's in here, there's categories for gamepad. Now you do see PS4, Steam, Xbox One listed here, but what those are is those are like the platform unique buttons. So things like the share button on the PS4, or the touchpad on the PS4 in particular. The Xbox, it's basically for like the Xbox button. The Steam controller has to do with like the Steam touchpads on the Steam controller, and probably on the Steam Deck, possibly. I'm not actually sure on that one, since the Steam Deck would have come out towards the end of 4's lifespan. But gamepad stuff is all in here, and it's all pretty generic. The issue at hand for as far as the PS5 controller goes, it has to do with how Sony is passing this information to the computer. So that does not get recognized by these, but a PS4 controller would, an Xbox One controller would. I believe the Switch controller should be as well. I'll have to check. They even have a system in here for generic USB controller, which would cover a lot of those like really, really old USB controllers. Since I think most even like third-party controllers you'd buy now are pretty much just knockoff Xbox controllers. They would all generally function normally. This would be for like your really, really old inputs, or potentially something like inputs from, what would you call it? I think it's called like X input. It was something you used to have to install to use. I think it was something you had to install to use 360 controllers on a computer at one point. It's all just natively in here. So for any developer working in Unreal to not to not be supporting controllers, I would argue is probably just laziness. Because it's really simple to do. Like that, I would hesitate ever to really call other developers lazy on anything. But it's, I mean, I'm of a mind that if they make it so easy for you to do, you probably like ought to be able to just do it, I would say. I have to deal with some of this stuff later. Like you could argue that, oh, well, this game's control scheme doesn't suit a controller, and that, sure, I guess. But I also don't really agree with that sentiment. I think because of accessibility needs, like if you're not able to figure out a way for your control scheme to work with a controller, even just a basic ass controller, then you're probably doing it wrong. Would be my general sentiment. Cat decided to shove whole stupid head in bag of fries. Rip. Yeah, that'd be a rip situation. You know what? I'm gonna make an altered version of this. Because I want to make a pure. Our cats have gotten really bold about like climbing on the counters and stuff. Hey, Tofu. Thanks for the redeem. Any particular reason you're assuming that I know Japanese? Yeah, I know a little bit. I'm assuming that's afternoon. How are you? But I'm also very out of practice. That's tofu for you. I'm doing all right. I'm getting some stuff done ahead of my work trip next week. I'll be gone all next week. So, got some stuff to get done. Am I excited to be gone? Well, it's a work trip, so it's not like thrilling. I do get to go across the country. I'll be in San Francisco for a week. It doesn't mean being away from like my fiance, because she doesn't get enough like time off that she can go with me, so she has to stay here at the house. Plus we have the animals anyway. I get to sightsee some when I do that kind of stuff, so that's always nice. I did, at least, because I mean the company pays for my travel, but if I want to do anything additional, that stuff's on me. I did luck out and get a cheap, and by cheap I mean still like $240, but I got a cheap upgrade to first class, so because I guess they really wanted to fill those seats, so I at least get to fly, because it's a non-stop flight, so it's like a 6.5 hour, 7 hour flight or something like that. So I at least get to fly in luxury. I've done it once before, where I got like a similar pricing, and it was like reasonable to get that upgrade because the company won't pay for that. And it's definitely nicer seating, and that's about it in my opinion, because I'm kind of a big guy, so the seats are a little more comfortable. It is also always fun because I'm not going by myself. There's another coworker going with me. It's actually two, but I don't know if the other one's going to be on the same flight that we are. It's always a good time to give my coworkers a hard time if they don't snag a similar deal when they get to board after me, and so I'm already sitting comfortable in my seat when they get on the plane. That's always a good time. Yeah, cheap-ish is definitely the word for it, especially when you consider that. So that's just for the flight out. Currently, the flight back, there's no such decent deal. If I wanted to upgrade for the flight back, it's currently sitting at about like $700, and there's no way in fresh hell that I would be doing that. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely see why if you're going to be flying like 18 plus hours, then yeah, you want to definitely splurge for what comfort you can get. And that's kind of thing. And in fact, I worry a lot less about the flight back because flying back, I think it's only like 4.5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours or something like that because you don't fly into the wind. So it's not as bad coming back as it is going out there. But about to have an ad in about 45 seconds, so I will be pausing the stream here shortly. Okay. Got ads incoming. It says ad starting soon. You gonna run the ad there, Twitch? Come on, Twitch. Come on, Bezos. Run your ad. Get your money. Money, Bezos. There you go. All right. We should be back from ads. Let's see. Tofu, you still there? I want to show something on stream that I don't think you've got the chance to see yet. I don't see you in the chat list on my manager. That's why I'm asking. Yeah. I'm gonna guess not, but I'll show this anyway because we've got a couple people lurking. Both Key and Amber have seen this because I've sent it directly to them. But I have... Where is it here? Well, first, people who have been watching the stream will probably remember a weekend or two ago that I did a art stream and did a Nightmare Fuel sketch where I had not drawn in like 10 years, and so I was trying to draw concept art for the player character. It was pretty bad, but I have since come in contact with an artist, and he has provided me with some artwork for our protagonist. So we've got some stuff like this that I can show on stream. So, you know, we're not going for like conventional attractiveness. This guy's seen some shit. So he's gonna look like he's seen some shit. I do worry we might tread too far into the like the hairy dad kind of design that a lot of games have had recently. Like your Last of Us, your God of War kind of thing. But we don't have him escorting a child, technically, so I guess that'll be fine. So, these were some of the design iterations we've been doing over the past couple days, kind of figuring stuff out. Trying to figure out kind of like how he'd be built and what he would look like. Oops, I did not mean to close Discord out in its entirety. So, I'm posting those in Discord. I haven't put them up on social media or anything just yet. I'll start working on the 3D model maybe while I'm out of town next week, since I won't have like my full computer with me. I might be able to just do that on my laptop. Depends on how much free time I have. Yeah, I guess that's all I've really shown in that particular thread there. But on the subject of the Discord, if you want to keep up with not necessarily just these streams, but the development of the game itself, you can do that in the Discord. There's a link in my about section. There's also a command, the !! Discord. Also, if you just want to type in the URL that's under my little picture on the screen, that's also an invite link. And you can choose to, if you don't really want to get stream notifications and you just want to follow, what I post about the game, you can do that. That's what we have roles for. So you can choose what your interests are. You can choose what you want to get notifications for. And by and large, you shouldn't get notifications for anything that you don't select. If you do, you can absolutely point that out to me and I will do what I can to resolve that. But it's just an effort to, make it where you're getting specifically what you come for, not just getting deluged by everything, since not all my streams are about game development and not all my development streams will be about this game. You have the options of following what you're interested in. Oh, gracious. Oh, we got raiders. Welcome in, raiders. Thanks, Corgi. What were you guys doing? Let's see. Games and demos. So what games and demos were you playing? Hell of a Birthday and Invasion of the Halifriends. I haven't heard of either of those. So I will... Let's see. I will look those up real quick here. Okay. This looks vaguely familiar for some reason. I wonder if I've seen someone that did something similar. Invasion of the Halloween Friends. Cool. Well, welcome in, raiders. For those of you who may not be familiar with me, hang on a second. Let me snooze the next ad break because it was about to try to run ads here in about a minute. So we'll snooze that. I am a hobbyist game developer, but I'm also a professional software developer. So, you know, I have kind of a background in this kind of stuff, and I do game development streams as well as playing games, horror games, Souls-likes, that kind of thing. So right now, you've caught us in the middle of a game development stream. So I'm working on my indie horror game, onemanspoison. It's sort of a Silent Hill, Resident Evil thing. There's not a lot visually to look at because right now we're just working on character systems, like character control systems, which are fairly boring. I can show off some art because I have a concept artist that I've started working with. Give me a second and I will pull up my Discord. So let's see, I've been posting it in my Discord. Where was it? Concept art. So I've been working with a concept artist. We've gone through some different iterations for the protagonist. He's kind of a grizzled detective. So he's basically a walking stereotype is pretty much what we've got going on here. So we've... Oh, that's the first one. And then I got this the other day. This is going to be the character sheet that I use for the 3D model, which I will start working on soon, possibly next week. I'm actually out of town for a work trip next week, so I will be away from my main computer. So I may work on this on my laptop and building the character model for it. This is some of the artwork that he's sent me so far. So I'll let him know that it was positively received, Corgi, because he's watched a few streams, but I don't think he regularly tunes in. But I develop stuff live on stream, not only on stream, because I do have to, you know, put some time into it outside of the stream. Nice to meet you too, History Buff, HB. That'll definitely be easier than, well, I mean, I'm definitely not gonna do all the numbers, so. But History Buff, HB, I will commit that to memory as best I can. I am terrible with names, but so I work on this stuff live on stream. I also try to encourage people to create stuff themselves, even if it's not games. You're not worried. I've sort of pinned a number of resources in my Discord, for instance, where if you're interested in getting into programming, not just game development programming, but programming in general, I have a list of stuff that I do update periodically as I come across more things of use. I'll pull it back up here. So I have a list here of various resources for people who are interested in learning to program, even if it's not game maker related. Have things like one of my personal favorites would be, where is it here? Roadmap.shish, which is a developer roadmap. And basically what it is it itself doesn't so much teach you the things you need to know, but what it's meant to do is sort of give you a literal roadmap that you can follow on how to learn something. So you could come in here if you had something in mind that you wanted to do. Say you want to learn UX design. In fact, we have a audience, a viewer, Key, if she's, or if Key items in the chat is still lurking. They're working on a UX UI certification, I believe, with Google. So like UX design here. This is like basically a step-to-step guide to become a UX designer. It sort of teaches you the types of things you need to learn. So you got like human decision making, and these are all links in themselves, links to like programs, or at the very least, a list of things and even resources here that'll show you like how you can potentially learn those individual things. It tries to also explain what something is. It tries to help you do like an auto search for maybe videos on the subject. Gonna lurk. Not a problem, Corgi. Do what you gotta do for your post-stream stuff. You gotta, it's almost like an aftercare type situation. So yeah, you can go through something like this if you're looking to learn something. We are about to have an ad break, so I'm going to pause the stream while the ad runs. You were wrangling your cat? I did name drop you a minute ago. I was showing off one of the developer resources that I had. I'll talk about it after the ad break. Although I don't think you personally are affected by ads because you have a sub. I was showing off a developer roadmap resource that I have that shows you how you can go about learning something. And the example I picked was UX. You heard the UX? I summoned you. It's like a Beetlejuice situation. If I say UX 3 times in a mirror, oh gracious. I don't think I have too many scenarios where that should happen. Oh my goodness. How long have I been muted for? Oh no, I definitely said UX and brought you back. Why was I muted? Oh, I was muted because I sneezed. I think a little while ago. And I didn't unmute myself. Oh, no, there should have been music going, which should have been the indication that, oh, surely that doesn't mute everything. Maybe it does. I thought it just muted my microphone, but maybe it mutes everything. It's a good old physical button mute on my Stream Deck. Did you get to see what I was talking about with roadmap.shush, the website that you can use to track how to learn stuff? I was showing that off when that was how I like summoned you. I don't know where you came in on that. Tail end before the break. Peek at the site. So you thought your tablet muted. Look, guys, I have an overly complicated setup. I have a Go XLR. It does a lot of cool stuff, but it also means that if I hit my little mute button for like sneezing or coughing or something, because I don't want to do it into the microphone, sometimes I forget to hit it again. I could probably set it where it's not a toggle, where it's like a hold. That'd probably be better. So, well, thankfully this microphone doesn't have any kind of mute. It's an XLR. It doesn't have any kind of mute up here that I can brush by accident. My button's way over here on the side, but that also means I can't see it. Like, it's lit up. If I press it, lights up if I press it to tell me that it's on, but it's way over here where I can't see it. So it's a problem in that sense. All right. Well, just for the sake of argument, since I'm pretty sure I was muted for part of that, I will pull this back up and we'll look at it one more time. So roadmap.shush is a tool that you can use to learn different developer skills, or if you have like a role in mind you would like to do. Game developer is one of them, but in this case we were looking at UX design. I apologize for the flashbang. It's very bright. I don't know that it has a dark mode. You could actually log into the site here and like use it as like a task list that you can mark off. And each of these things have bits of information about them. They'll explain to you like what it is, what it means. They have pre-filled search queries. You can basically hit these to find additional resources. In some cases you might actually find they link off directly to tutorials, things like this. These are official resources for Adobe XD that they have linked off. I think they generally try to link to free resources rather than paid resources, although I think they do offer they have a program that offers like some paid courses. So it's a pretty handy tool. And it also covers like individual skills, say languages. Like I do a lot with PHP. This would be a way to learn how, like, tells you what you can learn about PHP. Git and GitHub, AWS, how to do code review, basic computer science. You could learn best practices, API security. So there's a lot of different stuff you could learn about this. It's maintained by a community that I think you can actually join and like assist with if you wish. So it's a pretty interesting tool. if you're looking to learn some new skills, especially in that realm. And I keep, a lot of this stuff is game developer focused, but I keep a whole list of things like that I update as I find new things in Discord. This channel is for game dev, but eventually I think I should probably start up some channels for some other skills and interests, especially as I get people who are comfortable with those types of things. So, like, as we get people who are... I see a bug with my bot welcoming people. If... Okay. It welcomed you twice, Keith. Because it's supposed to recognize that you are a Twitch subscriber. So I will have to do something about that. It should really only do one or the other. I think you're the first person with a Twitch sub to have joined since I did that. So I was not aware that that was going to be a thing it did. But yeah, so if you join that, you can, during onboarding or even after the fact, in the get roles section, you can add the roles that you're interested in. I'll pull this back over just to show the stream. You can, if you aren't really concerned about getting like stream notifications, you don't have to select the stream notifications, and you should not get pinged for those. If you do, make myself or Ambrosia aware of it, and I will take care of the situation to try to resolve that. The idea is that you can get the roles for just the things you are interested in. You can get kind of the same deal up here in the channels and roles for customize. Selecting the things you're interested in. Is Discord sub only? No, it is not. In fact, as of right now, while I do have a role for subs, it doesn't get you anything extra. Because I don't really have that many subs. And I haven't really gotten, I think that's a fairly new thing, because I've only in the past like month or two made affiliate, I think, if memory serves. So if you are interested in that stuff, all that stuff is accessible without a sub. You can join the Discord. The link is in both the description of stuff, and then also there is a command that is not working. All right, well, that's not working. All right, let me fix my mod bot. Oh, it is inactive for some reason. Yeah, it should be actually the same link. I'm just making it easy for people. Okay, for some reason, Streamlabs was turned off. There's also, if you feel like typing it out, there is a link in the video stream right below my camera. I try to put it in multiple places for ease of use. Yeah, so you don't have to get stream notifications. This Discord does serve multiple purposes, but I am trying to use it as like a creative community. So I want to make sure that if people are more focused on that, or more focused, they want to learn more about the game as I develop it, they don't care so much about the individual streams or YouTube content or any of that, they don't have to have any of that selected. So if you do get notifications for things you're not interested in, make sure that I'm aware that that is happening, and I will fix it. Because as Kimpachi said, tech issues happen. Scuff definitely happens. All right. Have a good time with your sketches. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. Do a little change to this code and recompile. Because I'd like to be able to set that value in the blueprint. something to my wrist the other day, and it is so sore. I have no idea what I did, other than just getting older. Hey, Amber. I mean, I'm all right. It's more of a movement thing. And thankfully, when I'm programming, I don't have to move my wrists too much. Not compared to like playing a game or something. Oh, I think my plan for... I'll wait till after the ad break. I will try to help you be not confused if you'd like, Apache. May have to wait until after the ad break. So, first of all, the ad is still labeled as starting soon. So it hasn't actually like the timer's run out, but it hasn't actually started the ad. I don't know what Twitch is doing. It's also worth noting that, in fact, not everyone will get an ad during an ad break for a channel. A lot of different factors come into play on whether or not you, as an individual, will be served an ad. So, yep, there they go. At prison. You're back from ad prison? That was short. Oh, I guess you don't have a sub anymore. You had a sub for a while. I think you got gifted a sub at some point. Oh no, you got yourself a sub to get more points. That's what it was. So I guess your sub expired. Well, you know, if you have If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. You just have to use it on a channel each month. Like, it doesn't auto renew.
Ambosizia has just subscribed on Twitch.
Okay. First of all, did we speak that into existence? Kimbachi, was that just a chance, or did you actually, I mean, thank you for the gifted sub, but did you actually target her for the sub, or was that just by chance? We were just discussing that her sub had expired. Gift from the Corgi pack. What did you, I'm just curious, did you actually select her for the sub, or did Twitch, you just did it randomly and Twitch did it? Okay, targeted. Okay. I was going to say, because that was spooky otherwise. So I don't know if you caught everything I was saying, Kimpachi. One, as Amber said, Twitch has been a little weird with ads recently, but also just because an ad break is happening, not everyone will get served the ad. There's a number of different factors I think that Twitch takes into account on whether or not you individually will get an ad during an ad break. It's one of the reasons why I think a lot of streamers have stuck onto this, but I in particular choose to pause my streams if possible. So like if I'm not, it's a little hard for some games for me to pause what I'm doing, but when possible, I try to pause my stream. And I don't generally try to talk about anything during that time frame because I want to give everybody a chance to get, back from the ad and not necessarily miss on anything. Sort of like how you asked about the Discord being sub only. It is not, because my general goal is to not put things behind a paywall if at all possible. So that's kind of what I try to do with that. And like if as affiliates, we don't get the free subs to like give to people. I think partners get a certain number that they can give to people, like as like lifetime subs basically. I think for using like on secondary accounts or for their moderators. Like if I had that ability, I would just do that for Amber and she wouldn't have to deal with it because she is a moderator, but don't have that. So you didn't know that? I'm fairly certain of that. I was looking up how to, when I was setting up my custom bot, I was looking at how to handle the bot account so that it would be able to use the different emotes, since a bunch of them are sub emotes. And what I came across was basically, unless you're a partner, you have to pay, for a sub on that. Which is what I did. I've paid for I subscribed my bot at tier 1. So it has access to the tier 1 emotes, which is why occasionally you'll see emote codes that don't work. But the what I eventually discovered, and it could be old information as well, is that partners get a certain number. Yeah, might be 5. Partners get a certain number of subs that are like permanent, that they can just give to, individuals. I think it's so that they can give them to, say, family members, or I don't know if there's a specific reason for them. Probably moderators, I would assume. And so that's what I think a lot of people would use that kind of thing for. So yeah, if I was partner, I would just have a sub that I would give you so that you wouldn't have that kind of stuff. But I think by the time someone hits partner, they're probably going to have more than one moderator, probably, more than likely, given the size of the audience that they would probably have. So. Well, you can say it's kind of me, but I can't do it, so it doesn't, really count for much. And I'm nowhere near a partner, so I can say it all day long. You haven't looked into a lot of partner perks. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really either. Like I said, I wasn't specifically looking into partner perks. It was more of a, I was trying to find the answer as far as a way that I could do it now. And I sort of stumbled into the additional information about partners having that. So... Can't type at the moment. Gonna go back to lurking. Oh, before you completely go back to lurking, what I was gonna say before the ad break was my plan for next week, since I'm out of town, but promised that I would try to give you guys a fair shot at the points challenge, since I did kind of flub the start date on that. I'm looking at running some of my longer streams as reruns. I already mentioned I was going to try to do some reruns. In particular, it will probably result in there being gaming streams on days that would normally have been, development streams or whatever. But I'm looking back at like how I have at least one recent VOD. I want to say it was when we did Cult of the Lamb, where it's like 6 hours. So I'll run some long streams, longer than I would normally run during the week. All right, are we going to get pings like usual? You should. If not, I will take care of it myself. I'll ping you guys manually in Discord. I will not post about them on Blue Sky, and I won't post about them in the community Discords, like in Campfire or in the Small Streamers Discord, because I am not live. I'm not, actively participating in the chat. I might be in the chat potentially for at least some of those. I may be in and out of my chat, so you potentially still communicate with me. I'm also going to try to set up a bot to set the bot up to periodically post in the chat that this is I mean, it should be flagged as a rerun in Twitch because Twitch has a setting for that. But I'm going to try to put it in the title, but I'm going to put a bot in there to also mention it in the chat, so that hopefully, there aren't too many complaints about the situation, and sort of explain why I'm doing it. But I will try to at least be in the chat somewhat when those are going on. They are going to be running outside of my usual schedule because, on top of other things, I'll be on a 3-hour time difference. I believe it is, because I'll be West Coast instead of East Coast. So, my schedule, my day will be about 3 hours early. Now, I'm going to try to run the streams close to the same time. In fact, I might actually run them later in the grand scheme of things. But it does mean that I may not be on my usual schedule. But that should be as fair as I can make it. In fact, it was funny. I told my fiance what happened and that you accused me of rigging it. And she said I could just set it up and she could run the streams and sit here and play with the cat. And I was like, that sounds like a mess, to be honest. Wait, this is supposed to be here, not that. There we go. I was like, my streaming setup is far too complicated. Like, one, there's only a handful of things I'll be able to actually trigger remotely, and two, like, sitting here mashing buttons and stuff. Not to mention, I have no idea how viewers would react to her being on stream in my place. She hasn't started doing her own streaming yet, so I'm not really sure how that would go for her. I'm going to tell her you called her that, and see how that reaction goes. I don't know about soon, but she is considering it. She has been for a bit, but I don't know what the reality of that is. She's also, I think, some of that is she's going back and forth on if she wants to do it as herself or if she would prefer to do like a VTuber, because she is, I don't think camera shy is the right word, but I think she likes to kind of keep a separation between her personal life and other stuff. So that said, she also does, or has in the past, been doing like cosplay and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what her goal is going to be. But she has been interested in doing it. She wants to do like cozy games. Yeah, and that's what I've told her, like a VTuber, PNG tuber kind of thing. That she has that option if she doesn't want to use a webcam, or she could just not use a webcam. So I don't know that she's really decided, but she does, she wants to do cozy games. Yeah. She watches a lot of Gab Smolder's streams. I don't know about watching the streams live. So she does watch the VODs of them a lot. Yeah, I've told her there's a pretty big audience for cozy games. I think her big thing right now is she's working a lot of overtime. So I don't know where she'll fit that in. I think for the most part, we would probably thankfully not overlap too much in terms of our stream schedules, because she works at like almost an entirely different shift than I do. Like she's usually going to bed about the time I get home during the week. So and then she's usually getting up about the time I stop streaming, generally. I would say if she was in stream, she would probably have already said something, but she doesn't always watch the stream, and a lot of times when she does watch it, she's watching on YouTube, and watching on like the TV where she can't participate in the chat. Actually, you know what? Let me see. So I had a notification earlier. Yeah, she was awake recently, so I'm going to put this in our little chat here, and then if she sees it, she can react. Let me see here. Do that. And then I'm going to see if I can catch a screenshot of that on my phone. Let's see, mine. My channel. Live. She says that's great with a 2 laughing emojis. I just sent her a screenshot of the chat. It's okay. She had to make a new Twitch account a while back because she couldn't remember what her login was for her original one. Which her original one is actually following my channel, but it's funny because she doesn't really use Twitch much. She watches most stuff on YouTube, so her current Twitch account, to my knowledge, is not even following my channel. It's funny. She gets stuff pretty much just on YouTube. But part of that's because we have YouTube Premium, so we don't get the ads on YouTube. In fact, I don't even know what her... You broke my emote? It looks fine to me. He's supposed to be bouncing up and down like that. Like he's laughing. What's broken about it? You're blind. It was mostly because like that emote's not animated, but I wanted to have it available, and the only thing I could do was replace one of the junk. It shows as text to you. That's weird. I wonder if, because that's a sub emote, I wonder if it's because you recently got the sub. Maybe you need to like refresh. But you see it on the chat screen. Yeah, no, it's working for me. I see it just fine in chat. So I'm guessing it's something in your like browser or your phone. But what I was about to say was that I could take a wild guess, but I don't actually even know what her new username is. So, like, if she did pop into the stream and start chatting, probably would not immediately realize it was her if she didn't give herself away. It only just occurred to me. I didn't bother to ask when she made the new account. You can turn off motion emotes and chat settings. It's bold of you to assume that Amber went through any effort of turning things like that off. It's far more likely that just she's having some kind of scuff situation. Back to lurking. We're about to have another ad here in about a minute. So pausing the stream for ads. Come on, Twitch, run your ad. Come on, Bezos, money. Money, Bezos. There you go. Okay. Should be back from ads. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Let's... do this. I guess I get part of it back as it is anyway, but I'm going to do something to kind of help people out with the ads. As Amber said, people end up in ad hell. Okay, we're just going to do it through PayPal. That'll be easier. Let's see. Can I use that one for this? No. So I'll stick to my original plan. There it goes. I am gifting
Haunted Corgi has just subscribed
5
on
subs
Twitch.
to my own community.
Dekoju_ has just subscribed on Twitch.
So
Robbie120967 has just subscribed on Twitch.
All right, Twitch bot, settle down.
EY's a Serious 22 has just subscribed on Twitch. Project Keiko has just subscribed on Twitch.
That? I guess I don't have a way to make you stop doing that.
Crimson Strife has gifted 5 subs to viewers.
You're welcome. We had a gift sub given out to my mod Amber earlier because hers had expired, and I just decided I would give out a selection of them and see who they go to. I probably should have made sure that Bachi got one, given that they were the one who gifted the sub to Amber, but it ended up going to Corgi. So I guess in a way it went back to that same group of same part of that community. So just seemed like a good idea. Also, I'm curious, where does that get us in terms of sub points for more emotes? We still need 6 more points for additional emotes. How's my night? My night's going good. Getting some stuff done. I'll be on a work trip next week. Yeah, HT1 is one point. I kind of figured. I just didn't remember exactly where I was sitting in terms of points versus how many I needed. Yeah, I'm going clear across the country next week for a work trip. So there won't be any streams next week, but I will be doing some reruns for the sake of channel points for the community challenge that I started. Oh gracious. Oh,
Kenpachi
gracious.
Crow Gaming has just subscribed on Twitch.
Oh god. Kenpachi, it wasn't a challenge. It wasn't a challenge.
Kenpachi Crow Gaming
thank you
has
for the
gifted
sub and the
5
gifted
subs to
subs.
viewers.
Pop in and say thank you, middle of laying your littles down. Well, I appreciate you popping in. See, we have to be careful with the gifted subs because we might summon Starby. If we hype train, we might summon Starby. And Starby has it out for me on hype trains because I have sort of aggressively hype trained her streams before. So we don't want to summon Starby. Is Starby live? No.
Kenpachi Pro Gaming cheered Dex 1000.
Thank you for the bits. No. Okay, Starby's not live. No, Starby is live. Okay, Starby's live, so okay. She's busy. Starby's busy. Yeah, I see the level 3 hype train. We need to just... It just needs to expire before Starby sees it. Because Starby made vague threats about hype train craziness the last time I was messing with her on her stream. So it just needs to... She's streaming, she's busy. So she'll be fine. She'll be none the wiser. It'll be okay. Those need to go to that. And this one needs to go to a separate one. It's like I started something by just gifting a few subs to my own channel. Let's see. I need to get the calculate granite rotation rate for both of these. Level 3, let's go. Yeah, well, so you might have missed it, Ember. I gifted some subs myself because I was like, okay, well, since we're doing, you know, nice things, Kimpachi gave you a sub. I'll gift out subs. So I did 5 gifted subs, and I think I started something. So I said we just have to, you know, as long as Starby doesn't find out that we're hype training, we'll be fine. Because Starby made vague threats the last time I destroyed her hype train. Oh shit, what the heck just happened?
Blue Wolf has just subscribed on Twitch.
Bet she's doing it again.
Angela 7634 has just subscribed on Twitch.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh no.
Axis21 has just subscribed on Twitch.
Why are we doing this?
Joni Skin 543 has just subscribed on Twitch.
It's not Starbleed, it's Starby. It's Shining Starby.
Kenpak Ikra Gaming has gifted 4 subs to viewers.
She's streaming. She's live. I don't know that anyone needs to go interrupt her stream. Sub goal and bit goal. Jeez. Well, I appreciate both. You got too excited? You typoed? Gracious. Yeah, Starby's playing Fortnite. what'll happen is I'll wait until I get done, and if Starby's still alive, I'll raid into Starby, and she'll find out that way. Then there's nothing she can do about it. Well, that's not technically true. I mean, there's nothing that she can do about this hype train. I solo hype trained her when she was offline at one time. It was after her birthday stream. I missed the birthday stream, and they had apparently done a hype train. And just because of work, I think it was, I missed it. So I solo hype trained her to like level 3 by myself while she was offline. And she was, you know, not actually mad, but like pretend mad about it. And threatened some form of repercussions. Okay, the hype train's gonna end. It'll be fine. It does mean that we have new emote slots though, so. Or will have. I don't know how instantaneous that is. Oh, damn it.
Kenpachi Crow Gaming cheered Dex 1000.
You know, the other thing is, the longer you keep doing that, the longer you're keeping me live, because I can't, in good conscience, end the stream as long as we're hype training. I do have to go to bed eventually, you know.
Kenpachi Crow Gaming cheered Dex 444.
Oh, God. We got a hype chest. Got a weird little dog thing. Mega Mlep is what it's called. Craziness. I tell you what, Kenpachi, you are a legend, but also clearly a troublemaker who likes chaos. It's definitely like a chaotic good alignment or something going on. Let's see, do we have the emote slots already? Because I think I have pending emotes I can add. Yeah, we do. So I'm going to add the love emote because it's already approved, so I should be able to just assign it to a tier 1 slot. Yep, there we go. Okay. New emote. So we have a new emote. I think you probably have to refresh to get it, I suspect. Yep, new emote. New love emote. I mean, it's been in the Discord, but it's now in stream. And then I brought back the animated raid emote since we had another animation slot. I don't really have any other animated emotes right now. So I brought that one back. Okay. But tell you what, I'm gonna snooze this ad break because it is almost at the 3-hour mark, and I don't usually go longer than 3 hours during the week. So since our hype train is over, we're going to make sure Starby's still alive. We'll raid Starby. Give her a nice surprise. It's oh no, Starby's ending their stream. Guess we're not raiding Starby. Heaven forbid I suddenly get raided by her stream. It'd be shenanigans. Let's see. Well, then we can raid Ono. Ono's live. I think Ono would like it. Ono's got a pretty small audience right now, so we can give him a little boost. Playing some kind of game where he's a monkey. So I will be live again on Thursday and probably again on Friday for the game night, but those will be the last streams until I get back from out of town, the last non-rerun streams. So I will see you guys on Thursday unless you see me in your own streams. Have a good night.